What's up, guys? I'm Rocket Grunt Mike, and I'm gonna help you build a team using Pokemon that you already have. There are so many factors to consider when building a team. In this video, we're gonna focus on one specific factor: optimizing for resistance against moves that the meta Pokemon are using. This is going to be the first video in a series about team building, so be sure to subscribe so that you can keep up with the series. Now, this video is going to be dense with information, so I suggest you watch it straight through the first time, and then rewatch this and do the work along with me. Alright, let's get started. The first step is to identify the move types that you want your team to resist. This is going to depend on what league you're building a team for. For this video, I'm going to focus on the Great League, but these principles are applicable for any league. So, for the Great League, here are the Pokemon and the moves that I will be concentrating on. Number one Pokemon that I want to be ready for in the Great League is Azumarill. The types of moves that Azumarill is going to use are Water, Ice, and Fairy. Next is going to be Skarmory, who uses Steel and Flying type moves. Next is Registeel, who uses Steel and Fighting moves. You also want to be ready for Altaria, who uses Flying and Dragon moves. You must be ready for Swampert. This thing is a beast, and it uses water and ground moves. And lastly, there's Deoxys, who uses Psychic, Fighting, and Rock moves. So, based on all of these Pokemon and their move types, here are the move types that I will be prioritizing. Number one is Water, because of Azumarill and Swampert. 2 will be Steel, because of Registeel and Skarmory. 3 will be Flying, because of Skarmory and Altaria. 4, Ice, because of Azumarill, Lapras, and Whiscash. Next will be Ground, because of Swampert and Whiscash. And 6th will be Fighting, because of Registeel and Deoxys. Now that I've prioritized which move types I want to be resistant to, let's take a look at the spreadsheet. So here in the spreadsheet, you can see that move types are listed in column C, and the priority is listed in column B. You can see I've ranked all the move types in priority. Now, your priority list might look a lot different than mine. That's totally fine. If you want to change them, all you have to do is move the rows around and then change the numbering, just like that. Now, in column D onwards, you can see all the different types of Pokemon and their resistances and their vulnerabilities. I'm going to be concentrating on the first 6 rows here, because these are what are important to me. So let's take a look. You can see that, for example, Ground is not a great type because it's vulnerable to Water and Ice moves, and I want to be prepared for those types of moves. Ghost is not a bad option because it's not weak against any of these priority move types, and it's resistant to fighting. Of course, many Pokemon are dual types, so what you're gonna need to do is make different columns for the different type combinations. I'll show you an example. So let's say you wanted to make a column for Mamoswine. So Mamoswine will be weak to water, weak to steel. Ground is weak to ice, but ice is resistant to ice. So it's a tie, and I'll indicate that by typing tie here. So ice is weak to fighting, ground is vulnerable to grass, ice is vulnerable to fire, ground is resistant to poison. For rock, there will be a tie, and ground is resistant to electric. So now you have the profile of Mamoswine, and as you can see, it is weak to 3 of the 6 types that I'm trying to resist, and it's not resistant to any of them. So Mamoswine is not a great option here. So let's look at the other Pokemon that I have done this for. Starmie, Mantine, and Gyarados are all resistant against 4 of the 6 types that I want to resist. So these so far look like viable options. Azumarill is resistant against 3. Kingdra, Caesar, and Galvantula are all resistant against 2. So go ahead and make new columns for the Pokemon you want to consider so that you can see what move types they'll be resistant and vulnerable to. Like I said, there are many other factors to consider, like coverage of their move types and their overall stats. We'll cover those in future videos, and that concludes part 1 of this series. If this video was helpful, be sure to give it a like and subscribe to this channel so that you can see the rest of the videos in this playlist. Good luck team building, see you next time.